I'm inviting you to open your intuition and your ability to be a conduit for the higher realms. It's an amazing birthing. I feel like I'm birthing angels whenever I run a course. We are vibrational beings, and vibrational healing is the most effective healing. The path of Choose Love is vibrational. We bring in the higher realm wisdom with a different vibration, a different understanding, and it cancels the lower vibration that is lodged and stuck in pain and suffering and fear. Everything is vibration. And you will learn about this in such a deep way. You will learn about the vibration of energy through the body and how it creates liberation, how it creates illness, how it creates restriction. You will learn about the vibration of sound and words in ways that you never experienced. I have people constantly telling me that 10 years later they're listening to their reading and they heard things that they never heard before, and it has changed their whole life. Because the readings that you will be offering to another are what we call multidimensional vibrational healing. As the individual shifts, they will hear another dimensional vibration that was already there, because the beings that are speaking through to us are multidimensional vibrational healing beings. They're speaking everything. But we can only hear what we can hear until our vibration starts to shift, and then we hear something new, then we hear something new, then we hear something new. It's amazing. The recording that you give somebody from the Course story is a lifelong medicine. It's not a moment in time, it's lifelong. It's so you feel such an incredible feeling of satisfaction. You have given this something to this person that will help them for their whole life. It's truly an honor to be a practitioner of this type of work.
Really can't even begin to express how deep and amazing and beautiful and awakening it is and it was to learn under her guidance.
We are experiencing life as something that creates suffering for us, or our engagement with it, there's suffering created. But life itself does not create suffering. Suffering is created by our two most active faculties: memory, our vivid memory, and our imagination. 99.9% of the planet are living their lives in memory, in stories that are imprinted in their cells from past experiences, this life and others. As long as we are in a state of memory, we are in a state of suffering, we are in a state of limitation. Because our true nature lives in a timeless reality, it is eternal. Memory is cyclical, it is based in time. Perhaps you've heard of the Akashic Records, the living library where every experience that every human being has ever gone through is stored. This is in what we call the astral realm. The astral realm, you could think of it like an auric field. Every experience of every human being is stored there. When we do a reading in the Choose Love practitioner style, we are reading the Akashic Records, but we are reading only one particular story. We are only looking for one particular story. And that is what we call the core soul story. It is like the seed that all the other stories come out of, and that every other seed of any story will birth from. And so we go right into the seed. We want the seed, we want the root, because then we'll stop the whole gambit of stories that are creating an experience of suffering for us. I have been a practitioner of this work since 2003, and I've been training people in it since 2005. Offering a client a core soul story reading is one of the most exquisite experiences of my life. Every time. I cannot tell you how my heart is lifted in love and compassion and beauty, and how the bathing of grace that goes through my being as I open to the higher wisdom that is wanting to be spoken is unbelievable. And how I see the individual with completely fresh and true eyes, the eyes that are closer to the divine, the eyes that have no separation, the eyes that just see the love and the struggle. It is so healing and so beautiful. The stories themselves are all actually love stories, meaning in that there is some kind of love that feels like it has been lost in the story.
The very first time that I had my core pattern reading done, I was completely disarmed, and I felt as though she was speaking to a part of me that had never been spoken to, and a part of me came forward. And I, since that time, have studied with her because I had to know how to do this, because it was such a unique and rare experience. I wanted to be able to share this with other people.
This time on our planet is, as we all know, extremely challenging for everybody because the vibration is being lifted. And so everything that is vibrating in our old soul story, in the wound of it, is being dislodged, and it is connected to survival fear. So those are the harder things. Those are the hardest things to overcome, because you have to truly align yourself with something else other than that fear-based level of survival to do it. This is the time, more than any other time, for these readings to be offered freely, really, like that people get these readings, because it will take them straight to the point of focus that will help them the most in making this transition out of fear and into love. I limit the course to 8 participants at a time because I, as a practitioner, really like to be one-on-one with every person. And this is such a deep, personal, cathartic experience, as well as a training for technique on how to offer this to another.
And you just made it seem so simple, and it really deepened my connection with the divine. And the tools that I learned from your training, I do them every day, and I feel like everybody in the world could use this training.
It is a spiritual science that we are living in this memory, and I have experienced it directly. Every bit of discomfort that you have in your life, whether it's illness, whether it's circumstantial, whether it's relationship, whether it's not being on your soul's path, just life not working out the way you want it to be, is rooted in your core soul story, unresolved. Every bit of emancipated self that you have in this life is rooted in the gift, the soul gift that is also part of the soul story. I can promise you that. And so discovering what this is for yourself and being able to offer it to another person is a healing gift that is beyond imagination. As a practitioner, when you receive the readings for another, I have to tell you, in all honesty, it is one of the most exquisite experiences in my life. We become bathed in unconditional love, which is the vibration of grace and of the higher realms. And then as we speak the readings, they come out almost in poetry. The language is so sweet and so loving, no matter what it is that you're telling them that happened. It's an incredible experience of personal transformation to receive a reading for another person, and an unspeakable experience of transformation for the person that you are giving it to.